So I actually want to start the self-awareness piece with a personal story. I feel like right through my 20s, there were jobs that I did because of the money and not necessarily because I was really good at it. And it's only over a period of time when I got hit over and over again in terms of being called out for not being good at something, or being called out for, hey Ani, maybe you should be doing something else, or realizing that when I actually put my energy or my time into connecting with people or sales or creating exhaustive plans, is I realized actually really energized me. And I wish that I was a lot more self-aware and open to saying, listen, Ani, you're not good at this, don't do this, versus you're really good at this, stick to that. And that's why the self-awareness piece is really important. So what is self-awareness? In a lot of ways, it's about knowing what your strengths are, obviously knowing what your weaknesses are, but it's also knowing your emotional range. Like earlier I used to be like, oh man, you're a feeling person. I own the fact that I'm a feeling person only very late in life. Okay, so it's important that you know how you also respond to situations, what your triggers are, what your insecurities are, and knowing these things will actually really help you make effective decisions in life. You'll make better relationships with people, you'll obviously make better decisions when it comes to work. And I want to give you a framework, and I actually want to accelerate your self-awareness piece in a short period of time. So the framework that I'm going to give you for self-awareness is actually broken down into three things. The first is the past, second is the present, and third is the future. So in terms of the past, one of the things that I would love for you to do is write down all the things that you were applauded for, that you were complimented for, things that you thought you were good at when you were a kid, right? Things like you won first place in 100 meters, or you were also good in academics, but you also won Mr. Personality, right? When you start writing these things down, you'll start seeing patterns of, oh, maybe I was good at picking up skills quickly. Maybe I love doing research and presenting that information in a way that was interesting to people. Maybe I was really good with connecting with people, right? So that past information is actually really strong to help you understand what your baseline or foundation is. Once you have all of that, second comes to your present. I would break present down into two things. One is you talking to at least 15 people, 5 who are your acquaintances, 5 who are your friends, and 5 people that you potentially work with, and asking them, what are your strengths, what are your weaknesses, and then what can you be the best in the world at something. When you actually have that information laid out, you're getting feedback on what people think of you. So one of the key things about self-awareness, it's not about me introspecting and going, this is what I think I am. It actually is what people think of you versus what you think of yourself. That delta of external awareness and internal awareness, that delta is really small. The second piece in the present that's important is for you to label your emotions, okay? I don't know how many of us do this on a regular basis, but let's say you felt bad about something. You digging deep and being like, why did I feel bad? Oh, because I was insecure about X. Why did I feel insecure about that? Was it because of some experience that's happened in the past? Or is it because my parents told me this specific thing on a consistent basis? You will realize actually a lot of things which trigger you emotionally, it's either because of some behavioral or verbal programming that's been passed on to you from your parents. The third piece that I actually want to talk to you about is your future. So I want you to ask these specific questions. What if you died in 1 year? What are some of the decisions that you would make? Let's say you had a tombstone. What would you want people to say about you in your eulogy? What would you want written in your tombstone? Right? So those things will certainly help you reflect what is the life that you want to create in the future. So if you kind of broke this down as, this is what I was good at by looking at all the things in the past, and these are some of the things I'm not good at also by looking in the past, then looking at your present scenario and seeing the kind of skills that you have developed, and looking at your emotions and seeing what trigger you, what excite you, and then finally looking at the future and being, this is the life I want to carve out and this is the legacy I want to leave. That'll help you kind of determine which direction you want to move towards, as well as help you stick to some of the things that you're good at consistently.